I tell you what, Ryan, I mean, that's an elite group of receivers. So when you start to try to pick them apart, it's like splitting hairs. Now, my problem with Julio Jones is the past 3 seasons, he's dropped 17 passes, 17 balls on the ground. That ties him for first in the league in that category. And he hasn't had a 10-touchdown receiving season since 2012.
First of all, I want to thank all these guys for being interested in me and giving me the opportunity to go visit their facilities and look at their campus and stuff. And I'm going to make my decision by where I feel the most comfortable and where I feel like home at. So I'm going to be going to the University of Alabama.
McElwain, the new offensive coordinator now at Alabama, replacing Major Applewhite. Did that have any role in your decision to go to Alabama? Did that have any factor?
Somewhat, because he's going to try to get you the ball. He said he's going to move me around, you know. Don't leave me on one side, just move me all over. Early age for me, single parent, my mom's. She was just working a lot and things like that. And, I occasionally sneak out and play football and stuff. And I knew I was pretty good. I was making the older guys miss and pretty tough just playing in the streets. We played throw 'em up, bust 'em up, Smith or quitter, things like that. Pop Warner, played running back. Middle school, 7th, 8th grade, I played running back. And my freshman year of high school, I played running back. That gave me the ability to break tackles and things like that now that I'm a wide out and I have like 1 or 2 guys to kind of get by. So, that's why I'm able to run after the catch. He was like, all right, we're going to move you to receiver. Moved out the receiver, and then everything else kind of been history. I've been a receiver from day one. And I love the block in the running game, probably because I played running back. You know how important. And I know it's very important for your receivers and things like that to block.
Jones holds 4 single-season records at Foley High School for 75 receptions in 2006, 68 in 2007, 51 catches from 2005, and for his 1,301 yards in 2006. He was also ranked the #1 player in the country by Sports Illustrated and was named the 2006-2007 Gatorade Track and Field Athlete of the Year. Sound like boos echoing throughout the stadium each time Alabama's Julio Jones makes a big catch. It's actually Crimson Tide fans chanting the wide receiver's name. But even Jones admits the first time he heard it, he was thrown off guard. And while Jones might have thought that fans were booing the first time he heard his name yelled in the stadium, once he figured out what they were saying, he had a different reaction.
Every day in practice, I think his presence does affect other people, and that's the kind of...
Go ahead and play hard. People can tell you that, but if they don't go out there and play hard themselves, the words don't mean...
is about to make all of this official.
The Cleveland Browns have traded the 6th pick to the Atlanta Falcons. With the 6th pick in the 2011 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Julio Jones, wide receiver, Alabama.
So Julio Jones coming to the stage. This breaks the hearts of some Rams fans that hope that he possibly could drop to them down all the way to 14. It also leaves Blaine Gabbert up for grabs for the 49ers, who are now on the clock, as we all create some headspace for those developments. Tell me about Julio Jones, Mike.
Julio Jones back on.
I'm loving this battle with he and Ramsey. Win some, lose some, both sides claiming some victories.
There they go again.
Right at the top of your screen will be them.
On 3rd and 6, Ryan throwing for Julio. Incomplete. Fingertip try, had it for a moment.
And he won the route clearly. He's ahead of him. But this really was a one-on-one play, and if the ball's just a little bit shorter, Julio Jones would have won that battle as well.
Julio Jones hasn't even turned around, and then he still is able to find the football. I mean, it's as accurate as you'll see. That's one of the reasons why you see Julio Jones go over 12,000 yards faster.
Man, And the long-rumored deal for Julio Jones finally happened at about noon or a little bit before on Sunday. And this is a situation, Kay, where really, since probably 3 or 4 days before the draft, it became clear to the teams involved that at the very least the Atlanta Falcons were willing to consider dealing Julio Jones. And when they did not deal him before the draft, then it was just a matter of when is the actual deadline? When are they willing to do it? They wanted to be patient to make sure they got as close to a first-rounder as possible. And, of course, the mandatory minicamp for the Atlanta Falcons is this week. This was a pseudo-deadline for the Falcons to say, you know what, let's wrap up this issue. Julio Jones had requested a trade. They wanted to be as good as possible, as human as possible to one of their franchise icons. So really, this was a situation where you had the Tennessee Titans, who had a second rounder on the table, a couple other teams circling, Rams, 49ers, Ravens, really not much firm, didn't sound like, besides the Titans. So yesterday morning at around 9:15 or so, it was clear it was going to be the Titans. It was just a matter of, was it going to be for a second rounder or a little more? In the end, it was a second rounder and a 2023 fourth rounder to the Falcons for a sixth rounder in 2023, an all-pro receiver, Julio Jones, a new team, and a massive, massive weapon for the Tennessee Titans.